If you want a comprehensive series of in-depth astrology information in an audiobook format, check out the 4-part Elements series by Stephen Forrest. I had the privilege of narrating it to audiobook, and it's a must for any astrology library. His complete life's work in a 4-volume set. The Book of Fire, Earth, Air, and Water. Direct links to all 4 books are on hightimelinebooks.com or available on Audible and Apple Books. Welcome to the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller here. I'm being a little quiet this morning because I'm on the road and I've been staying in these motels along Route 66. And I got up early this morning to record this because, well, for one, the trains are a lot less noisy coming up and down here, and all the vehicle traffic along Route 66 is not existent here as well. So that's why I'm doing this morning, but I'm being a little bit quiet to not be that neighbor. I hope you had a good eclipse. I had a flat tire driving straight into Mercury retrograde and the eclipse. Looked down and the orange light was on and was like, ruh-roh, and yep, a new set of tires later, we're back on the road. You know, I think that's the balance between astrology. You know that it's Mercury retrograde, you know that it's an eclipse, and life goes on. What I took from it was that I needed a new set of tires, and now I'm driving much more safely on the road. Hey, let's check in with Kristin this morning and see if we have a lucky week.
Hello, Thomas and Fun Astrology Podcast. Happy Monday. Today is a lucky day, and so is tomorrow, and so is Wednesday. By Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we have a little bit of a change of energy when we move into more cautionary energy, but these next 3 days are wonderful ones to work with. To find more lucky days for April, join the Lucky Stars Club, Thomas, and I can't wait to see you there. I hope you all have a lucky week.
Thank you so much, Kristin. You too. And Kristin will be joining me now on Tuesdays and Thursdays here as we give Elisa and Liz Grace some time to do their thing. But on this month's April Lucky Stars, which is out, by the way, you should have it, Elisa fills in for me while I was in moving boxes. So she's the co-host with Kristin this month. Well, in addition to the eclipse, we have Neptune now in Aries. I think we can officially call March funness a wrap. We move now into Aries season full on. Neptune is there. The moon is in Taurus today, but we are going to start feeling such a shift. I did a quick subconscious mind mastery podcast and talked about that. I think one of the things that's coming through right now is less complete information. So it's almost like we get the marching orders, we know which direction we're supposed to go, but we don't have the whole picture right now. So what's the fill-in? Action. Aries, Mars. Moving your feet is the substitute for the Kumbaya meditation under Pisces. And this is not just a passing thing. This is Neptune moving into Aries, which we will experience now for the next several months. Then it will dip its toe back just into 29 degrees Pisces. Then next February, it moves back into Aries for good in 2026. So let's just do a structure of the chart here real quick. We still have a big stack in Pisces. Today, we have at 24 degrees Saturn. The North Node is at 27. Venus is at 27. Mercury is at 29. Venus and Mercury are still in retrograde. Mercury comes out April 7th, Venus April 12th. But the rest of this chart is truly amazing. And if you haven't seen our video on the eclipse on Old Soul, New Soul channel, it's the new YouTube channel Robert and I started. That little solar eclipse video has taken off. We've got quite a few views on it. But the structure that Robert talked about being positive is so enforced in today's chart, even more so, because in addition to the most favorable aspect of astrology, I think, is the kite, we also have a mystic rectangle that is so obvious in the chart today. So you've got a kite formation, a diamond kite formation, and then also this big rectangle in the chart. So rather than me rattling off every planet that's involved, let's just say all of them basically are connected with blue favorable lines in one way or the other. We do have a couple of squares. We mentioned last week Mars is square to Chiron, and for today, Pluto is square to the moon. But look, all in all, this is just a super positive chart. And you know, as I was sitting there on the side of the highway with trucks going by, just very dangerous, really, situation, And I was thinking, why in the world is this happening? And I just knew in the calm of my heart, through having to deal with everything, that there was a purpose for it. And that unfolded through the day on Saturday as it became obvious that the car needed a new set of tires. I mean, the universe had to get my attention some way. It did it the gentlest way possible. Sure better than a blowout or some other alternative. So when I come back and settle and look at this chart and I see all these energies connected positively, how in the world could I not think but that I am guided and protected, and you are too? I know there are challenges. There are hot spots in our own country where people are suffering. There are places around the world where people are having a very difficult time. There was a massive earthquake last week, as you know. When you zoom out, you know that all of this is happening still under Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn back in 2020. Then the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction that December. And even though Pluto has changed signs, I still think we are within the time window orb of the United States Pluto return. The Neptune entering Aries, that's a war symbolism. So this, while the positive aspects are there, that is our guiding light through the difficult times. So I would just leave you with, if you can paint a little mental picture of being next to an interstate highway with trucks and cars and pickups and everything zooming by, and a big shout out to the one guy who stopped, a young man who was a former military, Matthew. Thank you very much. But picture changing a tire amidst all that chaos and knowing that there was a purpose. That's what we take with us today. And even though the energy of Neptune is gone now from Pisces, take a moment to wrap up in your own way our little March funness project as we think about this time that we got to experience and look back on it for what it was. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Sending love from Route 66.